Once upon a time, in the blistering heat of the Middle East, there stood a small yet fiercely resilient country, Israel. Born from conflict, surrounded by tensions, it was a land constantly on edge, always watching, always preparing. But in 1973, something happened that caught even Israel off guard, a war so sudden and devastating, it nearly brought the country to its knees. It was October 6, the holiest day on the Jewish calendar, Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement. On this sacred day, nearly all of Israel came to a standstill. Shops were closed, roads were empty, even the military bases operated with minimal staff. Soldiers were home with family, fasting and praying. But across the borders, two powerful forces were silently moving, Egypt in the south, and Syria in the north. They had prepared in secret, gathering over 500,000 soldiers, thousands of tanks and aircraft, and one goal: to strike when Israel least expected it. At exactly 2 p.m., war exploded. Egypt launched a surprise assault across the Suez Canal, storming the Sinai Peninsula. At the same time, Syria launched a massive attack on the Golan Heights, trying to reclaim territory lost in previous wars. The Israeli military was caught off guard. Communications were down. Many officers weren't at their posts. The front lines were thin, scattered, and unprepared. Some soldiers fought in sandals and prayer robes. In those first 48 hours, it looked like Israel might not survive. Entire outposts were overrun. Hundreds were killed. Families back home listened in terror, not knowing if the country would last another day. But from the ashes of chaos came resolve. Within days, Israel called up over 300,000 reservists. Fathers, farmers, students, teachers, all dropped everything and ran to defend their homeland. The skies roared as Israeli fighter jets launched non-stop counterattacks. On land, tanks clashed in brutal desert battles. Inch by inch, the Israeli defense forces pushed the invaders back. By the third week, the tide had turned. Israel had surrounded the Egyptian Third Army and pushed deep into Syrian territory. A ceasefire was declared on October 25, but the damage was done. Over 2,600 Israeli lives were lost. Tens of thousands more on the Arab side. Families torn apart, cities scarred. And for Israel, the unshakable belief in its invincibility was gone. The Yom Kippur War became a painful lesson. That no amount of past victories can guarantee future safety. That even the strongest nations can be shaken by surprise. And that peace, however fragile, is worth far more than the pride of battle. Today, the memory of that war still lives on in Israel. In the silence of memorials, in the tears of those who remember, and in the quiet prayers whispered every Yom Kippur. May we never face such a day again.